Okay, what a performance from D-Rod. Daniel Rodriguez absolutely, in my opinion, schooled Kevin Lee in around 80% of the fight. I thought Kevin did a really good job in implementing takedowns. Daniel Rodriguez has been working on his takedown defense, and it really showed because he stopped half of the takedowns of Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's an extremely good wrestler. He's extremely good on the ground, and you don't want to go there with him. Even Michael Chiesa found that when he got choked. He was going to get choked, but you know what I mean. Daniel Rodriguez did a really, really good job of stuffing those takedowns. He did a really good job of implementing movement. Popping him with that jab was money all night. And the low kick, the inside low kick, was fabulous. That was really slowing Kevin down, and you could really see it between rounds 2 and 3. You could see Kevin was stopping with the combinations, and he was trying to land pop shots. You could see him loading up, and Daniel was like, I can see that. As soon as he lands it, like throws the shot, Daniel steps back, cracks him with one of his own. And it kept repeating all night. Instead of trying to land his own game, implement his own game rather, and land his own shots, Kevin was kind of just chasing the fight. He couldn't catch the rhythm of D-Rod, which was really bizarre because you put Kevin up here for me in the division at lightweight. You move to welterweight, and I don't think he's big enough for welterweight. When you see someone like Daniel Rodriguez, he is a giant compared to him. The reach difference was substantial. You know, it didn't look like a crazy cut for D-Rod, and it's going to be a hard cut again for Kevin Lee. I'm not sure where he goes from here. I said in the last video that if he does do it, I wouldn't be surprised, Daniel Rodriguez, because I kind of sat on the fence a bit, but I was aiming towards Daniel, just based on I know what I'm going to get with him. When it comes to Kevin Lee, I don't know what I'm going to get, because he shows up sometimes, he doesn't show up the other times. He's on a complete roller coaster, but you know he's got it in him. He's got all the skills. I think it's a mentality thing. He looks like he hasn't got the cardio as well, which I don't know how he hasn't. You know, when his coach died, he was struggling for a while, for a few years, and then he found Firas Zahabi, and now he's his head coach, as it were, because he was struggling without one. But even with Firas, and Firas is a goddamn genius, he still looks like he's a little out of it. And I'm not sure where Kevin goes from here at all, but we've got to put full praise here onto Daniel Rodriguez, because he was sensational. Even at the second round, 20 seconds to go, Daniel lands that punch and makes Kevin nearly do a crazy chicken dance and absolutely grab his leg, hug his leg. And oh mate, the striking from Daniel Rodriguez really makes me happy. He's got, what, 3 in a row now, and he said in the interview afterwards it's more like 7 in a row because he never believed he lost the fight. And you kind of agree with him a little bit. You're like, okay, yeah, I get you. I know he's on such a high since the Contender Series, and he wants a ranked opponent. I don't think that's too much for us for. Dana White afterwards was saying, we'll see where he is, and it's like, shut up, come on, put him in the rankings. He's down. He just beat Kevin Lee, and he's not ranked. Get lost, like, come on, man. Kevin Lee is, I know he's on a roller coaster ride of his career. He's young and he's still shit hot. Kevin Lee could easily be a champion in a few years, easily. You know, if he just gets that momentum going, gets his work camp going, gets his cardio sorted, gets a game plan implemented, because it looked like he had a game plan going into this of, I'm going to take D-Rod down. What happens if D-Rod can't? What if D-Rod prevents the takedowns? And he in his head goes, I won't prevent my takedowns. And that's it. That was his game plan. But he did. So he went, well, I'm going to loop these punches and get cracked in the face. And he lost 2 rounds to 1 to me. He won the first round, and then in the second and third, I think Daniel just kind of paced him up, to be honest. Let's not forget, guys, 2 weeks notice for Daniel Rodriguez there as well. And imagine him with the full camp against these big boys now. He's getting better and better and better, and it really shows. But who has he got next? Let's have a little look at the list. So if he's going to get a major shot right now into that top 10, because the top 15 is all crazy. You've got people like Belal Muhammad, that weirdo. You've got Santiago Ponzinibbio, who is elite. You've got Neil Magny coming up near the end of it. There's some really good fights in there for him. Li Jingliang, who's fighting Khamzat. If he doesn't make it through, you know, he could always get a shot with D-Rod, or even someone like Khamzat. And it depends if you want to promote Daniel Rodriguez now, or just give him tough fights like you've been doing and he's been getting through them. And when I say tough fights, everyone's tough at this level. Everyone knows what they're doing. Anyone can beat anyone on their day. That's just how it works. But he is really cracking on with a win streak here. He is really showing what he's made of and how he belongs in this division and how far he could actually go. Because the other side of the top 15 is still people like Sean Brady, who was meant to fight Kevin Lee originally, and Jeff Neal, for instance, who's an incredible striker. So there's a lot of fun matchups that could be made for him. If he wants to progress, I personally would be shouting out someone like Santiago Ponzinibbio. He hasn't fought in a while. He's an elite level striker, and that would be a really good watch for people. If not, someone like a Li Jingliang or a Jeff Neal, or even though he's the other side of it, he's still got the name in the division. Neil Magny. Neil Magny's always a good one to have on your resume, and he's got cardio for days. He'll push you to the wire, and he implements striking with the reach, with the grappling. He will do he's a complete martial artist. He's so good, Neil Magny. So what do you guys reckon is next for D-Rod and Kevin Lee? I know that it's going to be a titled video for Daniel Rodriguez, but I would like to know for both. Kevin's got, again, loads of fights. This welterweight division is stacked. If he wants to stay in welterweight, fine. If he can get his weight sorted and go back to lightweight, which I don't think he will, he's almost a tweener, isn't he? He needs that middle division, the 165 or 162, the boxing division, 162. You know, the divisions exist. The UFC just haven't implemented them all. You know, 155 to 170 is a big jump for a lot of these people, and it's a hard cut to make, or a hard build up to make, because someone's cutting from 190, 200, and they can make that 170, you know. Example, Anthony Johnson. He made 170. For the new fans, Rumble made 170, yes. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think is next for D-Rod, who he should fight. Did you enjoy the fight? I loved it. Great display of striking, and fair play to Kevin. Like, he'll get there. He'll get there. I've no doubt. He's absolute money on the night. So D-Rod, though, it's all about D-Rod today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, subscribe to the channel, guys. If you are new, like the video. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.